I actually want to start this very last meditation circle out by doing something I usually don't do, which is talking a little bit. And it's where the inspiration for this particular meditation came from. I've been pretty open about my struggles with emotion regulation, and it is something that's very important for everybody. And there's a lot of stuff that we weren't taught on it. One of the things that I'm noticing that comes up with those who might struggle with keeping their emotions from flaring and becoming a huge issue is at some point there has to be this recognition of accepting that we do have a role in these situations. Yes, there are some times when we can sit by passively and somebody else did it. 100% the other person is completely at fault. But then there are other times, most of the time, when there's something that we may have done to contribute to it. Now, if you're a person who is struggling with blaming yourself for things that you really didn't do, then that means there may be aspects of this meditation that you can take from, but then other aspects of this meditation to leave, let them be. But in talking with people who are dealing with emotion regulations, particularly if they get into heated situations or a lot of frustration, or in musician world, it can be people on the team or who aren't doing their part. You feel they're not doing their part, or you walk into a scene where there's like a band and you might think everybody here is against me or want to blame somebody else. But sometimes, actually not even sometimes, most of the time in my conversations with people, there's like this defense that we have up where we don't want to accept how we may have contributed to that situation. Or maybe it's just in a one-on-one relationship, or maybe it's just something, I don't know, maybe your bank messed something up, but it would have been different had you clicked one button. I don't know. It can be anything from something super small to something that's like really huge. And I've just been sitting a lot with my own emotions because they've really flared up a lot in the past week for this various things that are going on in my own personal life. And I didn't want to accept my role in it. I was trying to keep an open mind and an open perspective. And other people were like, well, when you said this, it hurt. Or when you said this, I felt this way. And I kind of had to sit with that for a little while and be like, you know what? Two things can exist at once. I could not have intended any harm, or I could have thought the other person was to blame, but that I reacted in a way like maybe I didn't notice my face. Maybe I said something just kind of really quick without thinking. But two things can exist at once. I cannot intend to hurt somebody and they can hurt. Or I can say something just thinking, well, they just need to toughen up. And then it exasperated the situation even more. But anyway, so this is all about having some acceptance of those different situations. So it's going to start out with some breathing and then a little bit of grounding. And then we'll get into, let me think of a better term for it. Self-acceptance, self-responsibility. That's the term I'm looking for, self-responsibility. Hopefully it'll still be something that is relaxing, something to still gain from it, have a little bit more clarity and insight as we move through this week. All right, finding a nice, comfortable seated position, whether that's in a chair, it's on the floor. If there's anything you feel you may need to shake out from the day, go ahead and do so. I'm doing little stretches here. I know y'all can't see me. Okay, with eyes closed or maintaining a soft gaze, let's take a few breaths together. Okay, and breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. And breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. And breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. And breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. And one last time, breathe in. Breathe out. Allow any thoughts of the day that may be swirling around, allow them to settle. If you find your mind drifting at any point, that's fine. Bring it back without any kind of judgment. Now I'd like to take a couple minutes to bring our awareness to the room that we are in, using all of our senses. Notice the surface that you're seated on, your feet if they're touching the ground. Temperature of the room, how your clothes feel on your body. If you're holding on to anything or touching anything like a blanket, how it feels. Notice any smells. Or maybe there's a lingering taste in your mouth. And then take a moment to notice the other sounds in the room. If you have earbuds in, you may have to either allow the noise canceling to allow noises to come through or to take one out. Notice any soft noises. Maybe noise from the street. Maybe some kitchen appliances, the HVAC. Maybe you hear some sounds in nature. Whatever it is that you're hearing, experiencing with your senses, just take another few seconds to take it all in. If you took an earbud out, now's the time to put it back in. Or if you let the noise cancellation to pass through, now's the time to turn it back on. We're going to do some grounding. So imagine roots coming from you like a tree, going down into the earth, deep, deep into the crust. And when you think it's gone deep, imagine it going even deeper and deeper. And those roots are holding you steady, drawing in energy from the earth and allowing anything from your day that you feel may be holding you down, allow it to flow out through those roots and into the earth. And take a breath or two just to settle and release any tension. Begin by thinking of a situation where you want to explore your role or responsibility. A good indicator is if it's a situation where you found yourself deflecting or blaming maybe someone else or something for the trouble. Another little clue is if you vented about it or sent a separate text message to somebody who wasn't in the group chat. Or maybe you lowered your voice a little bit talking to your coworker about it if it was a work situation. And sometimes it really is someone else or something else that caused the issue, especially in group dynamics. But today we're focusing on the actions and reactions that we had or that you had in this situation. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about taking ownership of what you can control. Now, whatever the situation may have been, visualize a large, clear bubble forming in front of you. And inside the bubble, see the situation that you have chosen to explore. So you and any others that may be involved, you're all inside the bubble, but you're viewing it from the outside as a neutral observer. Now watch that scene as if it's happening in front of you, but you're detached from any emotions. Notice yourself in the bubble, your reactions, the emotions you experience, and how you responded to others. There's no need to fix or change anything. Simply observe without judgment or blame. Notice yourself and the choices you made, and give yourself some space to acknowledge that your choices made sense given your emotions and understanding of that moment. And breathe into that feeling of acceptance. Now shift your focus to any emotions that still may be attached to the situation. Shame, guilt, anger, embarrassment, maybe some defensiveness. Notice where these feelings are being held in your body. You might feel your chest tighten up, maybe a lump in your throat. Maybe it's near your solar plexus or your gut. Wherever you feel them, allow the emotions to surface without pushing them away and without judging them. Now visualize these lingering emotions as a physical form. It could be clouds, maybe it's a light or energy. Picture it within that bubble. And as you breathe out, see these emotions dissolve or float away from the bubble, leaving behind clarity and a sense of lightness. Now picture a warm, healing light entering the bubble. The light may rise from the earth or it may emerge from within you. Watch the light surround the scene, wrapping around everyone and everything involved. The light brings understanding, peace, and resolution to the situation. Notice how it softens the tension and it brings calmness to the entire bubble. Now breathe in deeply and visualize this warm, healing light entering your body. Feel it enter in through your chest and feel it spread to your arms, your legs, even up to your head, bringing you peace and relaxation. With each exhale, release any remaining tension, particularly those of any emotions that are not serving you or not helping you in this situation. As the light continues to fill yourself and the bubble, let the bubble itself dissolve completely. Let go of the situation so you can feel lighter and more at ease. Allow calm and clarity to settle within you, ready to carry this peace forward. Take a couple more breaths here and then we'll do some affirmations. There are 5 affirmations we're going to go through. You can say them quietly to yourself, or you can just let me say them and you can think on them. I know what part I played, and I do not need to blame anyone. I'm learning from what happened and what I did, and that's how I'll grow. I let go of guilt and shame and choose to feel calm. I can take charge of what's in my control and release what's not. I move forward with understanding and kindness for myself. We'll close with a couple more breaths together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And one last time, breathe in. And breathe out. The light in me sees the light that is in you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I wish you blessings.